They're unstoppable.
On to Chen. Nicely played by LTW. Just like that, they're gonna walk away. I'm sure they're gonna re-engage. Oh, they don't have a creep wave though. Not for this one. They'll have to go over to the mid and push it out.
They can cut the wave. I think taking control of this area and keeping this hill is pretty good for your game. As I say that, Emergen's actually heading into the trees here.
He is. He's gonna get spotted by Eurus if he's not careful. They can barely see each other. Look at this. They have no idea. Oh, if they oh no, Glimmer Cape comes out again. They missed the stun. Oh, they have the Ghost Scepter though finished up here for the Morphling. He gets dragged in. They'll go, they'll throw out the chain thrust. Unfortunately, not gonna get the bounces that they want here. As PYW having to run himself out, but they may go land stun up again. Can they burn down the slug is the question. He's trying to run out. They have the Glimmer Cape on him. Looks like he's gonna be able to run away. Misha now stuck behind here. Have their own Timber Saw with Eurus taking on up, and they'll be able to find themselves a kill. There's gonna be the buyback again coming out from the Lich. And this is the second time he's bought back, I think. PYW, he needs some help. He's got the disruption though if needed. In comes immersion. Another buy. No, not another buyback. I'm sorry. There's a jump forward again. It's beautiful. The photo. There it is. There's gonna be a double kill. Can they make it a triple? No. It's gonna go over to Eurus as the BKB comes out from ILTW. Misha, he knows that he's gonna pay for this. He's just gotta try to get his Lark out to save his life, and he will eventually fall. Yang's still looking though. I think Yang was hoping maybe he'd be able to catch him, but he knows that he's gonna pay for this. Went the way.
And Yang though, just standing on the high ground, waiting until a very good opportunity to hit that epicenter. That was a game changer right there. That looked like it could have been pretty good for Spirit, but more
Dire's middle tower's in trouble.
And Yang, nice counter initiation. 3-man burrow, 3-man heavy, 3-man sandstorm.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrated.
I was definitely sitting. I was like, why isn't he epicenter? Like, where's the epicenter? But you're right. It was like the perfect timing, perfect positioning, and he really got the biggest bang for buck. Oh God, PYW again. Here's the angle. Oh, are they gonna follow it up? Are they gonna go back in? Yeah, there's the burrow strike going right in again. Immersion actually just narrowly missing, getting hit by it. They're gonna force everybody back. They've got the ethereal blade. Aren't quite able to take down ILTW just quite yet, though. He really got the biggest bang for buck. Oh God, PYW again.
Yeah, I hate the fact that Smart and I know these losers, I hate the fact that Smart can dark pack and then ulti, then dark pack after. That's the most frustrating thing to try to kill this stupid little fish. You know, I swear.
It's almost like you just rearm in a sense, right? Except you can actually move during it. It makes it even more infuriating.
I hate the rearms. Rearm, that little gnomish bastard. God damn it. You just have
Tell us how you really feel.
You have 7 spells on him and he rearms and he blinks away from you. It's like, how does that even, he gets it on the right frame. You know,
it's almost like you just rearm in a sense, right? Except you actually move during it. It makes it even more infuriating. Oh, Yang. He reveals himself. There's a jump forward. Got the detection. The fear pulling him right in, and that should be an easy kill out of Essence stacks here for ILTW. I see that, but Yang's still alive. Oh, he's out. No, maybe. At the last second, they do manage to get the kill. But while this is going on, Eurus finds himself a kill on Immersion. Wondering, did he steal the Tiny again? Yeah, he loves turning himself into Tiny. I think that's his favorite hero that he's just been copying whenever he gets the chance.
He's more
Alright, Ethereal Blade buys a little bit more time, turns himself back into Tiny, tosses back to the rest of the team. He says, get back there, eyes on a PYW again. I get it, I know that he wants to save them, but he's so forward every single time. BKB is going to get popped from ILTW, and now Rory popping his own BKB. Hand of Cut's going to get used. Buyback coming out from the Sand King. They'll turn it back around. They will be able to find the kill onto Misha. They don't have the stuff to stop the Timber Saw. Try to get that courier. We'll actually be able to get it. Only gonna get wards taken out. But, I mean, if you're a support, that's your hard-earned money right there that you just lost. BKB is gonna get popped from ILTW, and now Rory popping his own BKB. Hand of Cut's gonna get used. Buyback coming out from the Sand King.
It's hard.
I don't know. No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Middle tower is under attack.
Because Lich is going to be up very, very soon. He's got the chain. Immersion has been on with all of these avalanches. He's have that Blink Dagger, Glimmer Cape. I love the Glimmer Cape pick up on him too.
This is dangerous.
Oh, they can see. They can see free. And they're going to go right back in though onto the back lines. Next Splinter followed up though with the beautiful burrow strike. Can they get themselves a double kill? Spears on a killing spree. Finds a kill on them into place and clean them up.
Looking at Merc discipline from BG, they go in, kind of debate it. They know that it's going to be safer, and she can risk scout. Behind them, they get that beautiful splitter on two, all right, 2 men in a row. They just, again, I think it's the first game. If they just commit to growth and play Merc there, they probably would have won. They're just using growth as like a tool to get Spirit to fight and take a good fight. So obviously,
Alright, I know I just slid him PYW for being so far forward in a couple of these fights, but his save was, or not the save, the interruption on that Timber chain was so perfect. They would have been able to take Timber down if he hadn't been in there at the right time, right place. In fact, they're going to be able to just obliterate Ergon. He doesn't have any buyback, but he used a Chain Frost, but it's not going to get any of these bounces that they really want. And just like that, look how fast this tower is melting, Jenkins.
This looks rough, but this is going to be, they can't get 3 racks, so as long as VG don't, as long as Spirit don't throw right now.
Yeah, that is the big question on everybody's mind is, are they going to start to tilt? Are they going to try to go in one by one, or
Dire's top tower
hold it together? We've seen them hold it together before in the past. He's got the Scotty online. Back lines though, LTW, he's looking for a quick pickoff, and he's just not finding it just yet, but they don't have that save. PYW still out. Right, there it is. They'll be able to take down Misha. There's not going to be a problem with the Lich. Eurus is here. He's turned himself into that Tiny, and you can see on the back lines holding. They're going to chase him down. Can they get onto Immersion? He will. He'll get taken down. Ghostic now has that Lotus Orb online. It's going to be a buyback coming out from Immersion. He doesn't let them take any more of their base. Hand God comes out though. It's going to save them a little bit longer. The jump ball coming up from Immersion. They'll take down LTW. Can they take down Immersion too? It's a pretty game, I think, if they can finish this off. And one more hit. It's a triple kill. GG gets called. BG Gaming proving why they are just one of the top teams to watch, one of the top in the world.
Yep, really nice play all around from BG. I think the standout performance, for me at least, is Paparazzi on this Morphling. When he showed up to these fights,
Dude, and it's only the Pudge is only helping out the death buff. She got so much HP with that Siphon. What level is her Siphon talent? It's 15. I think you go for it at level 15 with a Pudge. Oh, Savage! Oh,
He said 0 denies as well on the Pudge thing, right?
yeah, I haven't seen a single one.
Their kills, yeah. They're in.
Oh, were you doing the math?
I was doing some math.
Regeneration!
I think.
No.
If you deny yourself, it doesn't count as a kill. But
That's correct, yeah.
I remember they changed that. That was one of those things where denies used to count as kills. And
Yeah, it was very confusing to cast bad in games. You'd be like, oh my god, this team's losing so much.
I would complain to Ice Pro constantly about, like, with Tickies especially.
Oh,
There was a few
right,
heroes
yeah,
that just didn't. And then there was a deniement where everyone would deny neutrals. And
Oh, and it would
count as
yeah,
kill. It was
exactly.
like-
Dominating
Breaking out
performance.
mid where they aren't getting caught and will be finished. Move. And gets stunned and turn, and here comes the rotation of the Gyrocopter. Nico Baby is right in there. DJ low, DJ dead. Moving on the run, but that homing missile tracking him down. Oh, Yule Scepter for some time now. Gonna get rocked once. By that follow-up coming in for the rotation.
Killing
Jabs,
spree.
nothing the man can do whatsoever. He will just TP out. So losing your Lina just for a Wyvern as well as the Grimstroke.
Still great. But still waiting for this PA to come online. That's the real big timing.
They could have just gotten that kill and ran away. They just felt like they got a little cocky there.
Sort of, like, oh, is this a
Dire
front one
scanning
kill?
for enemies.
Ace.
Yeah, Nico Baby is always going to be in those fights. Like, he is, as much as he is a great farmer, he's very easy to join the team on these fighting carries.
Yeah, I think it's specifically a big carry. Him on Morphling, he knows the deal. He does 4 protect 1 thing, and
Besides, don't do it. Don't do it.
he's doing it.
Number 10?
Hey guys, I'm making space. I'm making space. Meanwhile, Nico Baby though, this would be the bigger kill cut out here. The enemy shrine, but he's still gonna clean that without. I mean, they go the shrine up here too late, but that's one of the ages. Can they kill him a second time? Nobody is in the neighborhood. A rare and incredibly
Size is still
costly
alive!
death.
He's still alive! He's taking with his Vanguard!
What a player.
It's not death number 10!
25 HP
Who
regen.
would doubt him?
How dare I?
Oh, and he's just...
What if he gets a turnaround? If he gets a dismember on lip.
Let's
Let's go! Go for it!
use your Yules, but here I am.
Are you kidding me? I thought it was outplaced.
Holy crap.
The casters!
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
They lose their Aegis, they lose their time, but they lose their Jet Prop. They get nothing in return thus far. Can they find something here with the Abaddon? Good curse and fighter here. And skip the counter. Start to set up a fight with this Abaddon doing work. Forcing
Killing spree.
Oh, he gets out.
Hello, this is Gage.
He's gonna TP away.
Thanks for playing.
Everybody
Killing
surviving.
spree.
Blinks
Double.
in, and he will get the one kill, or at least salvaging something for the team. And now Nico Baby is back. Only missed on the Savage, but he's got the BK mentioned, so he should be just fine.
That would look pretty scary. If PA's about to hit level 18, you get that level 3 crit, which will just insta-delete some of these heroes. And even though Gyro's BKB is coming soon, that is not going to help you against this PA. A lot of pressure on Hanskin's Wyvern in these fights to...
He has to stay so far back.
The one thing about the way Ice is playing is he's like so out there that it's spreading Alliance out. And that's where PA has a great time, right? Like,
Yeah,
single hero pickoffs, smaller scale engagements.
which was also the case in the previous game. It's just that you also eventually need your 3 position to have items. And
That is true.
He did not have any. He had the flats, and then he was sitting on like 3.8k gold, eventually went for the solar crest. So it's great if you're causing distractions to make room for your core, but eventually you need to let pass the resources on the other way.
Got power, you know, just
Yeah, but he has no flesh heap stacks.
Yeah.
He has 3 flesh heap stacks. Okay, fun.
it could be worse.
It could be worse.
Maybe they'll start giving him stacks and PA will, you know, cede
Yeah.
the carry position.
Radiant's middle
Tower mid
tower
goes
has
down on
fallen.
the Savage. A gold lead for Fnatic.
This game is starting to swing Addict's way, it feels like.
Heading on the smoke gank, running uphill, leading with the Phantom Assassin. They do have a ward here. They're gonna scout out front, but that's not really the kill they want. It's the kill they'll accept as a sacrifice. Now in RP on the Hanskin, they're gonna grab both supports here. Quick clean up from Fnatic, and now looking for a bit more. 33 runs into the middle of the fray. He's gonna heal up with the bar of time. By back from the Ogre, they want to get this PA. Has the BKB though, starts to go to work. Can they keep him alive? Death Prophet onto him, and 23 Savage now trying to TP. Oh, not gonna make it.
Where was the miss? Nico maybe got like 3 hits in a row, I want to say there, it looked like.
We're at Maelstrom also.
Yeah.
In smoke, trying to make something more, because they did commit the exorcism for this.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
And eject.
Yeah.
If you have Satanic, then yeah.
Dominating
They have a
performance.
ward. They've seen DJ. 33 blinks in.
Dire's
Got
middle
baited by the
tower's
light,
in
though.
trouble.
It's like, got a little here.
Literally 10%. I mean, no, 15. 15, not bad.
Nah, come on.
Not bad. Literally passive Satanic.
I completely agree. 'Cause right as he did it, I clicked him to check his towns. Like, does he have lifesteal towns? Is that why he's doing this? I was like, he does. It doesn't feel like it. He had an app there if he wanted it.
Yeah.
And I think he got gunned because they had killed the Wyvern. I really like that they just RP to kill the Wyvern is totally worth it. That's the one hero that's going to ruin teamfights for PA. So if you can kill Wyvern, PA theoretically is a free
Radiant's
time.
bottom tower is under attack.
And that basically means that 2 heroes have to stay back, because now Abaddon has to protect the Wyvern, who's protecting the cores. So all these layers that makes the team fight so difficult to execute from once.
Main's a pretty even game here. Second row should be coming in the next 3 minutes or so.
If the game is even at the stage, you guys favored.
I always lean for the Magnus team because the scaling capabilities. Like I don't think he's gonna hit her ceiling for a while. Whereas I do think that Alliance like ultra late Gyro will be able to out carry, but I don't think Phantom Assassin is gonna hit that point until like 60 minutes or something like that.
I would definitely agree. But I think we've seen and discussed how Alliance look like slightly better teams.
Yes, which is still the case in this game also.
Exactly. So this to me feels like a kind of 50-50 game right now based on how they're
Nice knows these timings.
I don't think Fnatic have the big of an advantage from their draft to discount how well Alliance being played.
Yeah.
Rush is up again. Already you can see Fnatic are thinking Rush too. They're going to scan, and they do clip 33 running past the pit. Alliance not committing to it yet, though.
Ultimately, as we've discussed too, this Wyvern can theoretically counter entire PKB, the Magnus RP. That the Magnus RP is a big threat when he doesn't have Blink too, so.
They used their scan earlier, and now the Alliance are going into the pit. Fnatic made some idea though with that mid lane getting shoved in. Lines being drawn.
Dude, Dire Courier is an area. We're gonna see a repeat of that Dacious.
They don't have the cojones.
Maybe see, no, they've smoked up, but
Bridge to the Brightness, and even held up as well by the Wyvern. Laguna Blade will answer that cold embrace, and on the able to finish off 33. Dangerously low here.
it's really useful to pop his ultimate that easily.
Binds them and holds them together, but out in front is this Death Prophet gets back, has the cheese. Dual Scepter finds now 23 seconds, spending a lot of time, a lot of resources, but now the cheese pop comes through. Can he stay alive long enough? They've got to help out this Phantom Assassin. He will end up going down. And Lim stands strong through it all, going back on the moon. Shabs also overextended, skewers one to get out. Limp's on the hunt, has the Yule Scepter in 2 seconds. Does he have the vision? Just barely see the Magnus. So they've lost both cores. Do they lose any more? It looks like the rest should make it out.
23 Savage, it just feels like the pressure is getting upon his first major. He cannot go for it, the Death Prophet there when she is cheese.
Yeah.
Needed like multiple dashes in a row to get that
Also,
kill.
I think this puck is helping Limp more than hurting, because every single time you go for the Siphon talent, or as he's
Killing
doing
spree.
DJ. Yeah, they did. No, he didn't go for the Siphon talent. Okay, well, whatever the case, he is healing so much every single time I size wall area that he uled up and he landed with like 250 more HP than when he started.
That PA was going on Death Prophet as if it was like 6-slotted, thinking you can just insta-kill.
Yeah.
But Death Prophet casual play mail has that armor, and yeah, geez, that's an extra 1500-ish health there from that heal.
The big thing for me is also all the saves and resets that Alliance have, whether it's just the Yules on Limp or the Wyvern, Cold Embrace. They had to commit the Laguna Blades to kill a support. You know, love to using that on the Death Prophet in that fight.
Yeah, I think the decision making there was a little bit off, because if Fnatic were confident, like, yes, we're going to take this fight, then I don't. Lena could have just gone for the Dragon Slave. She went for the Laguna Blade for the quickest in and out, but
then they kept on fighting.
And then kept fighting. Yeah.
I think they only pulled because of how they baited out the add-on ultimate with like an X-Crit.
That's true.
And then it was like basically, yeah, he's out of position, he got silenced by the Grimstroke ultimate, so it was like, okay, let's zap this guy, not fight. And it was like, oh, wait a second. Abbott just basically
Dire's top tower is under attack.
More minus armor here for 23 Savage. And level 20 now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Help his
attack.
game a bit. Get there. Oh, what's he going for first? It looks like a
Missile.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Trying to figure out what the Claymore is all about.
yeah.
I don't know what the Claymore is.
You gotta say something. That's what I missed.
No.
I'm like,
Well, he's got both queued up, so.
I mean, Claymore does anything.
Yeah.
Right? Battle Fury.
You want like a silver edge or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, Claymore goes in. Yeah, so yeah, he's going. Okay, I'm not going crazy.
But he has the
Yeah,
ability.
it's like, is he going Abyssal or is he going
okay.
Static? Yeah, I
Radiant
see.
are scanning. How does that even work?
And he's just not sure himself which one he wants to get first.
Smoking up here.
It's my boy Pudka got.
Crimson Hood.
Okay, how much magic is this? Is the outfit? Oh, never mind. My Grimstroke.
And they killed a Grimstroke.
Radiant's
Killing
bottom
spree.
tower needs a hand.
worth it.
Fnatic do not look like they want to fight right now. Just seeing where their heroes are positioned around the map, pushing out side lanes, trying to avoid a big engagement. But this Alliance barreling down mid,
Dire's middle
looking for
tower looks to be
the tier 2.
disintegrating. Dire's structures are fortified.
Find spot through Savage. Dual Scepter. Fall down. And that's okay.
Good communication. He did beat KP too. He knew that hook was coming.
Magic.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Jabs is going for the bounty runes. Can he get a rune switch? He's gonna buy his blink.
A dominating performance. Carnage.
He still got a bunch.
Okay. All right.
They got 4 bounty runes though. Side?
So you're gonna have 80 seconds after respawn, no RP. Not that he's likely to hit a. Well, I guess with his blink he could hit a good one.
I think either team's being really actively for a team fight right now. And of course, playing the farm game, they haven't got RP. But they have just hit their Magnus timing as well as Pipe and Pudge. So once they have those, then we could see a smoke. They'll at least want to contest next Roshan. That is Roche number 3, so Refresh shot is in the mid, or Accept, one of the two.
That useful on punch?
What?
I feel like
not
it's
amazing.
just a ton of physical damage. Yeah, I guess there's
Yeah.
Nico Baby Mjolnir.
33 just got zapped mid. By the way, he went for the bat and egg, so good counter to the burst damage heavy lineup of Fnatic with heals just constantly flying out.
Definitely.
Yeah, and if you get caught in the RP with some teammates, just pop your ultimate and suddenly everyone's getting their miscoils.
I like the way they're itemizing and the way they draft it. It's all about like, let's not get burst by a DA in that fight. And we can win the longer engagement. Lots of kiting items, lots of survivability items.
Yep. I think these fights drag out. EA's BKB, your precious commodity.
Then I guess then you're just banking on the triple dagger crits.
Yeah, and she has at least dodge resistance from Satanic, which has now been completed, so a little bit of survivability. And it means that the curse is going to last time in BKB, probably.
I
Regeneration.
feel like the Abyssal is like some essential item right now.
Dire's top tower is
Be
under
on the
attack.
basher and get this like MKB that she has queued up.
Yeah, I thought it was more useful for the cat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But she's still
Dire's
alive.
top tower ain't a tower no more.
Whoa, Scythe? What?
Okay.
Wow.
GPM talents are good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just been farming waves because DJ's not had a very visible impact on this game.
Benefit of Ice just constantly tanking pressure.
I
and
guess so.
dying.
I've seen DJ a lot just mid nuking waves, and that,
Yeah.
he died once or twice there.
Which I am guilty.
Fnatic when they do this, they're smoked. Will they find anyone? They're gonna show Ice mid. And come at the 0-9 Pudge.
Hey, he's 1-9 now.
Why they're not taking that bait for now? Oh, maybe Limp is. Wants to go. Waiting on the high ground. This movie. He's going to blink away immediately, though. That Prophet Exorcism committed. DJ back off fast. Poke out. If they could just disengage, this looks great for Fnatic, but will they be able to make it out? Savage blinking out. DJ with the TP, and not going to happen. He's dead for 50. Do they find more? Another stun coming through. Homing missile onto Ice. They're going high ground here. Lions really hoping for that extra kill. Nico Baby will get pulled out.
They're still tier 2 tower.
They're trying to disengage now. Will they be punished for this though? Luna Blade out the heals, the saves with borrow time off from 33. Keeping Nico Baby in fucking check. Savage looking for it off. He's not gonna get it off. He's in for 50. Alliance just too durable. Just can't find easy kills.
Tower's taking
Ignoring
a
the
dead
tower. The tier 2 early now just died. But they knew once that Grimstroke was dead. DJ thought he had a big play there. He blipped in aggressively with a soulbind hex, but didn't actually catch anyone in the soulbind.
He may have just been trying to save the rest of his team. Because he did near the tier 2, everyone else is going tier 3 high ground.
Ooh, the 35-minute Midas coming out from Fana.
I guess Ogre's the only
very
hero
nice.
This on.
Pay for itself a lot quicker, I guess.
Yeah. viewers at home, don't build 35-minute minus on most of your sports.
Yeah. I still feel like a 4-stop might do more at this stage.
Yeah, or Solar Crust.
If the game ends up going 45, 50 minutes, then yeah, this is fine.
Man, him and that
There
Aegis.
is a
And I never messed
smoke
up that
here
bad.
from fnatic. They have no observer word on the high ground. They saw but that's not really the hero you want to start the fight, but they're going to hook him and he immediately stuns the punch now. Wyvern heals coming through, he's just fine.
Double kill.
Stays alive in a time. Ice, ice, ice. Standing strong in one of those fights. Killing up. I don't know. Pyro counter has satanic though. Pulling the getting the kills, but Bash is coming back the other way. Will manage to finish him off. Now turning his attention back to Penprop. And they change stun him down. They still have a play RP combination. Who are they gonna go for? Nico Baby? No, he can just float the low ground. Nico Baby though, man fighting on the high ground with Handskin. He goes forward. Chasing back Sam. Hex no BKB, jukes at the trees, blinks out, there's the Hex, but Savage wanted to run it, now the Wyvern gonna turn against his own team. He blinks forward, he finds Handskin, can he find more? Stun, multicast, and Dead Alliance will clean up.
Oh, the Yules cancel onto the Magnus as well.
You're going to be forcing some buyback.
They're unstoppable.
So the Mag had like a split second there where he could have gotten the gyro and the DP, I believe, and then he blinked in and he was facing towards the river and RP'd everyone except for the gyro. It was just properly like massacred.
And he put them in the river, which I don't know if it helped.
Might have actually helped.
Yeah, first thing he did disengage.
Radiant
Really
fortified
awkward
this
fight for
structure.
Fnatic.
Pretty good move, if you ask
Not
me.
that it's fair to expect a whole lot out of the Mag. It's not like he's been outperformed already, but
May just be a Rexy that looks for the home. They'll pull him into the buyback.
oh, the silence though. Lip is ready to help his buddy, and they keep Nico Baby alive, saving Private Nico. It's 6 for now, but he does end up going down. Now Limp looking to back out. 33 TP. Now they've gone in too far. They committed everything to save their friend, and they will pay the ultimate price. They did not get a Rex. They will be punished.
That is, it's just so hard to push high ground into punch. And they had to set the lead Yules into punch hook into mag skewer. He went from being in front of the tier 3 tower to being behind the throne.
Yeah.
And they lose both of their most precious cores. That is a big gold swing.
Yeah.
Chops their lead in half.
And that's a very smart buyback. There's so many teams and players there just buy back the PA to defend and force them back, but they wait till they can get the key kills to buy back, because now they can force Alliance to their buybacks, or at least attempt that.
At least.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hopefully you can save the gyro.
Radiant's middle tower
Savage
had a
look-
run-in with the
Gonna get high
dive.
ground here. Walking right into body. He's gonna eat a multi-cast immediately, trying to force these buybacks.
Well, kill the whole creep wave with that minus.
Very nice.
Looked like they
And you doubted the money.
I doubted it.
Radiant's
I
top
forgot
tower's above
it
the
clearly
top
came to because that's the first thing I think of when I think of minus.
Radiant's top tower
Man, they
has
didn't get a single buyback out of that?
Yeah, that's... They got the kills at least, but now they're going to be playing a lot of
About again to go Scepter. E-Blade coming up at some point for this PA.
I like that. The idea of that.
Okay. Moldy. That's
Huge
an E-Blade. Let's go.
So I guess we're gonna see.
Okay.
Okay.
Not going Abyssal.
He feels that desperate. He had Nullifier queued up earlier, but yeah, that's a rapier.
Well,
Cute at
you're gonna have 6 daggers now. So, with 6 daggers.
6 daggers and a rapier.
6 daggers and a rapier.
I'm okay with this. I think they're actually in this position. They need all the
Lamp,
damage.
he's found Melina in the river. Moon trying to back away as his own Yule Scepter. But they are kiting and controlling him. In comes the homie missile. No chance. Deadly for 90 seconds.
Buyback. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. I don't know it, technically. Maybe they saw a recent item pickup, but it's not on cooldown
I
anyway.
think they may just give up their mid-racks here.
Yeah, not having.
Can they defend?
Dire's middle
Is
barracks
we're
could use
comfortable
a
with
break.
one lane down. 2 is going to get pretty tricky though. We see a mag for the tower, I suppose, but lift now.
Don't have that Nexus as the key hook setup. The thing they used was how they got that hook into the throat.
I guess dagger bash is the best bet.
Yeah. Or you just go for these wide
Dire's
hooks.
top tower is about to be
Please, wow.
Radiant's top rubbish.
It's 2 in a row.
So did get the nullify. Still has the rapier queued up.
Dire's top tower is
Either death with no comeback is 2 lanes of racks. That was a very anti-climactic way to be
Dire's
down,
top
but
barracks is falling.
I Ice still looking to have a fish. He is going to find the Death Prophet. Not the easiest kill, though. Steals right up to full HP. He keeps on working with the silences coming through. That is 2 complete lanes taken down. Alliance look for their clean retreat, and Hook not going to connect.
Dire's top shrine
More
is
bench
under
fight for
attack.
Fnatic, and you're looking at potential megas.
Yeah.
Upper bracket live tier in the group stage on the
Dire's
line.
top shrine has fallen.
Mountain defeats my matriarch with pride.
Push. Try to get pickoffs. Hope that you don't get raped by a Phantom Assassin in the next 5 minutes, I would say.
Okay, he's changed his mind. Next to be able to still play.
Oh, no fun.
But the fact he's considering it, I think, says a lot about the game. That, like, Lina is not going to carry this. You know, Pudge hooks are a very unreliable way to win this. It's very hard to hit a good RP with how far back the Wyvern can play and the saves they have with the Abaddon. So you are pretty much reliant on some crazy crits.
Well, he activates the DD before even finding anyone.
Felt confident they could, but
Yeah. Well, they're playing smart though. All 3 games, they've looked like the better team.
hugging. Did they
The
see
next
the,
level
Did
play.
they see the G get picked up? Is it?
They do have a ward.
I don't think that.
I don't think this
that one.
That tree. Curse that tree.
And they see no one clearing top wave. They know that.
Yeah.
If you lose map control of the high ground, you don't want to look around the high ground. We saw that happen in game 1. Panic did that, lost the game with jabs blindly running uphill. That's just typically the high risk, low reward play. So you wait until you have vision of Fnatic clearing that top before you even try and lose map control.
Jab's gonna gem here to try and establish some map control.
Yep.
Maybe deal with this Glimmer Cave.
And it's just any single ward can just win game at this stage. Having vision and matters so much.
Do all of Radiant have a buyback alliance?
Not on Wyvern?
No, Ogre.
Wyvern is one of the big ones that go up.
Yeah, he's up there with the Abaddon and one item
Dire's
behind.
bottom
Has
tower.
it very soon.
Don't
It's
look
seconds away.
good.
Does feel like Alliance are hiding in their base just now. They're waiting for these buybacks.
Dire's
They know
bottom
there's no
tower is under
Roshan for
attack.
at least 30 seconds. And they'll safely take them shrines.
Dire's bottom
and
shrine
Fnatic
is fallen.
does have Mac.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fnatic with neither shrine. And Magic around the right. Mid lane.
Action breaking out. They're gonna go onto Ice with the BKB. TPing.
Don't look good.
Not quite there.
Wait, did you get Lincolns?
Heard it. But did Lina?
Yeah, I think Lee put Lincolns on the last millisecond, canceled the curse. Wow.
As the curse was being used, I
That's
think.
sick, yeah. Oh, the curse went on cooldown, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pulling out all the stops to survive. All the while, Alliance mostly just waiting for this rush.
Same time, it's not an easy one. Fnatic have so much vision around the area. They are not looking to give it up for free. It's also where I'm not sure what happened to the model PA had. I feel like having a DD rune stage of the game can be game changing.
I think it was Lena's. Yeah, Lena has it.
Lena
so
has it back.
They see a rune, they'll hand it.
DD.
Yeah,
Lena
here
with
Comes
like an
the
arcane
smoke.
would be good.
Alliance.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't synced Mag yet. Usually at the stage, the Phantom Assassin may.
Painting down the middle lane. They don't have vision. Oh, they just saw the Pudge for a split second up the hill. Are they gonna jump on him? She's initiation. Ice is caught out. Has the BKB.
Doesn't have TP though.
Tries to run away. Fnatic just backing off. I don't know if they can even consider a fight. Some daggers coming through, just tickling. Alliance continue pursuit. Looking to lock down this cut. Can they finish the job? They do. As the buyback uses it, and still they've caught out Limp, but Limp is protected by the combo.
Damn, that actually like ruins Ice's buyback because they thought they could disable Limp long enough that he would be able to hook back to the high.
And the DD rune has spawned for Nico, baby. Roshan any second.
Dire is scanning
Type
for enemies.
could be perfect.
They're still a full minute away. If DD's going to expire.
Fortunately, a bit too early.
Very small edge for Alliance, forcing one buyback already. Unfortunately, about side with the TV.
We're gonna go in on 23 Savage here. Okay, Evo turns it around, looks for from the death prompted, but kept alive by the Glimmer Cape. They're backing off the RPs there, but just not enough follow on a PA turn to King is gonna chew through him. They muscle down easily by the Gyrocopter with a monkey king bar with an Axe. 3 heroes dead. Fnatic are crumbling. This is Throne time. DJ dead as well. GG the call.
Oh, they fought in double damage. I don't think that was their only problem. I don't think that fight was good for them if you remove double damage from the equation, but
Wyvern was...
Alliance, everything they did from death and I just completely negated this first combo. You know, the Aeodis, Yule Scepter, the Bat and Axe, the fact that
first few waves versus the tree, yeah.
So it's pretty impressive.
Hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
And he's been right now, and the tower and they up at turning them enough, and they bought him to get mid up for now. So
Yeah, the map control definitely hasn't been lost by TNC, and that tier 1 the bottom lane, it's something you expect to lose early on, right? Like, you expect to lose it before minute 10 even during that tourist phase. So overall, losing 1 tower so far with a lineup that's as greedy as theirs isn't too bad. But considering there's 2 Midases on E-Home, it's understandable definitely.
Play. Hold it, on to start. Protector, this up. It's now in it with the huge rotation. Zinq will get credit for the last hit, so no chance to at that point.
Yeah, 4-man rotation. 4-man rotation, which is really good as runes are about spawn bounty runes on the top lane, so perhaps they can control both of them. Both of these, let's see. It looks like they won't try as Drow and Tree are on the bottom lane.
Radiant's top tower is
He
under
actually gets it? What?
Yeah.
I was sure Tree was closer there, even with the lack of movement speed. I thought he got it. Alright. 3 for 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're the ones that lost the player, yet they still get 3 banners. And here we go. Look at Invoker. He's in trouble. The science is up. It finally wears off though. He gets his ghost walk, but they have the dust of course. The call down. Not even real needed. Just secure it. And Faith Beyond also dropping because of it too. Flying on top of him. He also falls. And this Night Stalker says, yes, it's nighttime. And you're all my food. Shaker, you're not getting away. Double kill now for Gabby, and it's like, you know, we saw this coming from a mile away. It's now happening.
I just saw it happen so many times before, so many TNC series. The same thing, Gabby gets his Agnes and they just roll over you instantly afterwards. Like, it looked like E-Home had a decent game, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like 2 Midases, they were getting pickoffs, pressuring objectives. The moment Night Stalker gets the Axe, everything changes. You lose your 2 cores, you lose another support with it. It's just a completely different game from this moment onwards. And from this moment onwards, it's on E-Home to try and stay alive, to try and farm up their 4 staffs, their items like the Aghanim, on the Walker that they so desperately will need. Bot lane? 3? Yeah.
You're dead. This is where the game really gets difficult for Tree now. If it wasn't already, obviously you have Zeus enhancing his farm quite a bit. He's got 2,500 gold. Tim's just gonna eventually just click that axe and put it in his inventory too. Again, this support Zeus. Certainly something to worry about, but we keep being so focused on this Night Stalker for good reason. But by the way, Gyrocopter's leading the farm right now and has his own axe, and he is TPing middle. Looks like TNT wants to make a play over here.
Yeah, Gabi looks like he wants to make a play. He's so deep. Considering where his teammates are, he's going much deeper, and he definitely can. It's not time after all.
Yeah, I mean,
there is one force staff on the Drow Ranger, so that's something that can help you out against, but it's not enough.
Darkest Ascension is almost off cooldown, 10 more seconds. We'll have that free mobility. Sees the Earthshaker there, who's gonna do some counter warding in the meantime. But Drow, he'll lead the way middle lane, pushing it in. You mentioned the force staff he has, but still. Yeah, I was gonna say, he needs to be somewhat careful. Gets the force staff off though and gets away.
They see Gabi on the top lane, and when you see the Night Stalker, you can play on the other side of the map, but that's pretty much the only place where you can play at the moment. You don't want to be fighting into him. Gabi, he's doing this Agonist BKB Blink Dagger build, which pretty much destroys anyone that needs to use some mobility-based ability, like invoke Ghost Walk, let's say, or Gush from VT Fade, something that gets you away from the Night Stalker. Once he pops that BKB and blinks on top of you, you can't pretty much escape any longer.
There's the axe finished on Invoker, so talk about some key items. Certainly one there for eHome. And they do have these minuses continuing to work, so yes, it was impressive. We saw the 15-minute mark, and Gabi ran them over, got 3 kills, or at least for the team right there. But here we are now, a couple 3 minutes later, not much else has happened yet. That's from their side, we might have an engagement. Next on a march, and free kill for this. Find another time to get a little sneaky there. Gabi's a little too far.
Yeah, the thing is, we've seen the Aghanim pick up by the Night Stalker, and instantly they pounce, they got a couple of kills, but it's not super necessary for them to do that. Not instantly, at least, because what this Aghanims does to Gabi is it allows him to farm really fast. So with the Aghanims, you as a Night Stalker can actually boost your farm quite heavily. It's a really team fighting oriented item, but at the same time it helps you out when it comes to farming control too. 897, good tornado.
Swole. It is not going to chase the 2 most important cast nearby.
Yeah, Gyro is on the other side of the map, Zeus as well, so they decided not to go for that.
Zeus almost has that X, by the way.
Radiant scanning.
All it needs is point boosters about their 12-minute rune.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
Just what's down here.
I think that's a Blink Dagger with the bounty runes taken. Should be a blink for the Shaker too, right? So they have some extra initiation abilities on the side of eHome. But BKBs are being built. BKB almost done on Night Stalker. Same can be said for Armel, as he's just like 1,000 short.
Dark Ascension will go down for 70 seconds. It's just daytime, so it's fighting right now. And we talked about how the opposition fighting around cooldowns. It certainly feels like one of those timings if you're eHome. Okay, Dark Ascension cooldown, it's daytime. This is a time to maybe make a play, but they're not necessarily looking like that's going to be the case, although Drogo's pressuring mid lane a little bit once again. She'll fall back.
He's actually going in.
Okay. Gets it from Aurora. And the follow-up. Is it going to be enough damage? Homing missile connects, and down goes Drow. Meanwhile, top lane, they kill Night Stalker, though, and they get the tower. So I think eHome certainly wins that exchange.
Yeah, overall, you killed the Night Stalker, who you were so afraid of, and you slowed down his BKB progression. At the same time, you did lose Drow mid, and it's the similar situation. She's also building into the BKB. They tip each other, and they're like, yeah, we screwed up. It's understandable, both of these cores. I think Drow Ranger might have screwed up a bit more going for that tier 1 on the mid lane, but I guess he expected the Beastmaster to be somewhere else. He just died so easily there. They actually didn't even understand why he's dying so easily and why he has no support around him, because if you saw the way Jaro was moving in and out of that, you know, like he goes in the river, uses the rocket barrage, but then moves out a bit like, okay, this is a trap, right?
Yeah, Zeus now with the X finished. So that Nimbus Cloud online. But again, it feels like the next nighttime is really what TNC is waiting to happen. And so obviously eHome on the other side of the spectrum there in terms of, okay, well, this is continues to be our time to have some freedom, make some plays. Dark Ascension is ready to go with that in mind. And the BKB is not finished yet, but almost has it. So speaking of Gabby, about 300 gold away.
Yeah, he should have it very soon. BKB or Gabby, and then we'll see a fight around that next nighttime, as you just said. I also want to see just how strong this enchantress will be with the BKB and Electricity from the Walker, because you have the Precision Aura, right? You have 120 attacks from that, and then you're gonna have Electricity on top of it. Like, this enchantress is going to be a Gatling gun. Maybe that's the necessary amount of damage that they'll need to take down the Night Stalker.
True.
Usually when you're playing versus her, what you have to be thinking about is, I mean, when you're playing against anything, when you're playing every single game, you're thinking about where to take your fights. But when you're playing versus Enchantress, if you're taking a fight on your high ground, it's so good because it prevents her from perhaps even seeing uphill, but also missing a lot of her attacks. It's good.
Right, here we go. The Roshan being done by TNC. BKB just delivered to Gabby. They're basically telling eHome, come stop us, please. That's not gonna happen. Sunstrike scouts it out at the last second. Maybe even try to steal the Roshan. By the way, not the case. Armel picks up the Aegis, playing the gyrocopter, and TNT is gonna spread from there. But another minute, and not only will we have the Banner bomb, but of course nighttime coming out. Stalker is certainly ready for that. We mentioned the BKB, and now the blink has been queued up for him to follow. There's a Maelstrom pickup for Gyrocopter, so enhancing that farm a bit now, and gonna start becoming more of that right-click gyro to take them into the later game, if that's where we end up going at this rate.
Yeah, if you click on the Night Stalker, you'll see not only the blink queued up, but a nullifier too, and that's pretty much the state of the game, which becomes impossible for any hero to play against the Night Stalker, right? He blinks on you, he crippling fears you, so you're silenced, and then he nullifies you. It's pretty much a following bomb on top of you. It's impossible to deal with, and 4 stabs won't help you unless it's from your teammates saving you. However, top lane smoke.
Looking for this banner in play. Here we go. Enchantress are gonna just not the easiest of kills. It's the magic damage is there with the BKB. No, it's not, and Drowball's gonna hold him off. Look at Armel still wants to go in, but Armel's gonna die because of this. The Aegis now popping Gabby. He's in now, however, another BKB. This one on VT faded. He's gonna have to TP out after, which he'll do. So the only death ends up being Zeus. On the Radiant side, he died elsewhere. Of course, a Aegis kill as well. 897.
He has the dust.
He sure does.
He caught him with the dust. 897. He might fall here. He might be the secondary target to fall. It seems he does take down one bounty on the other side, though.
Hey, he does get taken out. You mentioned though March also getting picked off in the backlines, however, from eHome. So they're doing a good job of still making numbers happen. Why almost getting the jump on a gyrocopter, but a little bit too far as Drow and Enchantress were in the area. So, yeah, that's Enchantress. It feels like it's probably the worst target to jump here if you're TNC, and kind of played out that way.
Radiant's top tower ain't
She only
looking too
survived because she
steady.
had that BKB, right? And she popped it. 10-second one.
Dire's
So
bottom tower is under
another fight.
Shake here. Miss Cloud is down, but not hitting anybody. Now with the root on top of Night Stalker, despite the BKB, cannot shade, so they do kill 3. But if you're eHome, you're fine with that. You will not be fine with the death of Enchantress, though. And no, what's going to happen? We'll see. The heal's coming out. The attendance does have another BKB as well. And it's not even necessary. Going to get hit by the homing missile. And we'll just tank at the tower. So
Gabby, he had that blink. He could pounce on the Drow and the chances at any given point in that whole fight, but he knows that Xingqiu is around there somewhere, lurking with the blink and the Echo Slam, so he opts not to do that. Instead, he's just like, alright, let's just fall back, let's just farm this out, let's just wait for our cooldowns and our spells, so after that we can fight again. Super controlled and disciplined maneuver from him, definitely. Considering he's a nice talker, I would have jumped. I would go ham right there, like with that blink dagger.
Felt like a prime time, but not the case. And you know what? For especially with the lineups here, and more so on TNC side, I am shocked right now. There's only 19 kills in this game combined. Only 9 for TNC. 27 and a half minutes in, and have 9 kills with this lineup. That feels very low of what it should be.
I think what usually top players and I don't know lower tier pros don't realize is just how important it is to have a solid formation around your cores when you're playing versus such aggressive heroes such as Night Stalker. The way Drow and Invoker are farming basically allows their team to play around them and prevent TNC from making any super aggressive moves. That's why every time they go on Enchantress or on Drow, they perhaps get 1 kill, but they lose 1 or 2 in return. And that's why the number of kills is like this. The game is much more aggressive than the expected top lane.
They're going for another one. Enchantress mentioned she's a tough kill, but they got the jump with the Primal Warrior. She could not beat KB this time. And no supporting cast nearby to help her. But she's up for 50 seconds, and this is opening now for TNT. Because of making a play with it. They have Dark Ascension still ready for Gabby. You got EMP Tornado coming from him. He's just trying to delay this as much as possible. Drow will also run in to assist, but Drow now caught by the stomp.
Caught, but they have no mana or Night Stalker, and it's very deep too. So they can't really go for that. Also, I was talking about the formation, but the fact is, if you are playing with your supports, you're playing around Invoker and Drow, and then Enchantress is left alone to press the lane as far as possible, and she pressed it a little bit too far. She pushed it a little bit too far over there, and they punished the Enchantress, as she is the one that's able to survive on her own if she's able to pop that KB. Sadly, Fate Beyond wasn't able to do that there.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Okay. Oh my god, I thought that was me again. We look on our end. I think the Discord crashed up for him, or it might have been lagging out. But we see at the bottom lane, massive TP is coming out from TNC.
Yeah.
As we hit the 30-minute mark coming up. Okay, you there, Lizard? No, that was you. That was you.
I guess Binky is gone again. I guess only from Discord, guys. And,
Lizard, can you hear me?
Let's see what's happening here on the bounty runes. TNC take the bottom 2 on the top lane.
Lizard.
Actually, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Take 3 bounty runes and 3 and steals 1 away. I'm just gonna continue casting in case it didn't fail completely, and you guys can actually watch this game. But I'm afraid.
Lizard, you there?
Ricky, I'm here, my man.
I was here this whole time, so the stream's fine and everything. For that, I believe that was either Discord or you. I'm not sure.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I think it might have just been Discord, because I actually heard you talking that whole time, but apparently you couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
I couldn't hear you at all. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's a crazy morning, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. The good news is we're still here. We're good to go. We saw the bounty rings being picked up there. But that was that. Yeah, TNC was clearly trying to maybe play for a fight, but not the case. And instead, we continue on to a little more passive in that sense game. I mean, you have Armel, we talked about, he's now got a full Mjolnir. He's got the Blink queued up. Interesting there.
Yeah, you just want to get...
Oh, now he switches.
Yeah, he switches it to the Satanic. Gabby will have his Nullifier on as well. And now if you're TNC, you have to find a way to fight E-Home outside of their base. If you can do that, if you can find these fight somewhere else, then you can take them definitely. But going uphill and pushing without taking any pickoffs first is extremely difficult versus a Drow and Invoker.
Earthshaker gonna meet up with the Drow. Speaking of her over here. As, ooh, there's that Nullifier finish. Talked about it earlier. Seemed like makes sense item on the hero. Not an item we see too often, but this game certainly could do some work with it. We'll into tree as lightning bolt coming down. So this tree, I'll say that. I mean, considering how difficult of a matchup this felt like it was going to be for tree, it's actually doing pretty good. You know, it's not chain feeding. He's got 4 deaths, but not the end of the world.
There's a smoke though. They might run straight into Gabby, and it's on their shrines, so they feel comfortable here. Yeah. Gyro.
Well, Tornado caught one of the back of its Elder Titan.
Dominating, I
However,
guess.
they're looking to turn this, and they will. In Q, he went too deep.
Rubble.
Promaror catches him in place, and now Gabby's in chase. Dark Ascension, he's got a blink as well to science up. No. He goes north instead
kill.
for the tree.
Double kill.
And they will find him, so they go for the easier kills. Gabby going further. No, he's just going to clean up the creep wave.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he didn't go for the Drow or the Enchantress with that Nullifier, because they already used their Force Staff, their Hurricane Pipe, right? So if he nullifies one, there's no save. There's no other hero that can force it. So then again, he goes for the tree instead. He gets the easier kill, and they just wait out the rush, I guess, which will respawn in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Not the fastest one, but they're playing it much safer. And we'll see if eHome can actually capitalize on that to get these extra few items that they need, and perhaps get a couple of pickoffs on this Gyrocopter and Night Stalker. They need to slow them down right now.
You know, we'll never know how the game could have been if they didn't go these minuses specifically on Invoker and everything, but also we talked about it that earlier, how it was a play of, it was a little bit, it's of course greedy, and the idea that as a result of going this, they were going to take it perhaps a little bit more into the later game. So where I'm getting at T-Home's credit, I mean, we're getting to that state. It's now 34 minutes in, and these Midas pickups are certainly continuing to increase in value more and more, especially for this Invoker. He's working on the Shivas now. Is this a game where you can see EO definitely contesting in the late game against a full farm Gyrocopter?
Why not? I think they definitely have heroes that are able to take down the Gyro and the Stalker later on. You have Invoker, Gyro Ranger, and Enchantress. Like that amount of damage can take down anything in this game, as long as you get the proper item builds, right? You're gonna need an MKB if he goes for Butterfly at some point, and that's pretty much it. I think these Midases definitely were the right decision for them, considering how the game went on later on. So they're much better prepared for the late game with them, and also if it comes to high ground defense, Treant, if you fall on the top lane, let's see. Yeah,
They're unstoppable.
Again, the game continues to be very difficult for him, but another death right there. Hey, if it's only him dying and nobody else, we'll be fine with that.
If you're in position 5 like that and you die and you pretty much force every single hero of theirs to rotate in, that's good. But the only problem is Rosh is up and nighttime is there too, so Gyro goes straight into the pit.
This is looking like it's going to be a very easy Roshan for the side of TNC, so not only the Aegis, but of course the Cheese as well. We also see a Lotus Orb on Beastmaster, so he is playing that full utility Beastmaster, the earlier Vlads. Lotus Orb on top, they go for 4 staff next. Sunstrike. Okay, well, there you go.
Good Sunstrike.
Nice timing there from A97. Gets the kill, Invoker. However, he's trying to get away from this Night Stalker. Eventual 4 staff comes out to help him do so. But Gabby's not done yet. Gabby's still thinking about going to MVP Fate. It could be the next candidate. Has a BKB. Certainly going to come into play. Has jump, and here we go again. Double silence. On top of several heroes. The BKB pop by Fate. A down goes Tree. Has a buyback, by the way. May come into play. He's in 8 death. The rest are going to run for E-Home, and they'll be fine. So instead, focusing on the tower. Look at the bottom lane, meanwhile. Earthshaker putting a little bit of pressure on the tower.
Yeah, there's a problem for KP there. He jumps in, but he can't really roll anyone. There's Lincoln's on Dark Ranger in the end, just forces himself to roll Trigger Protector, who they do take down, but it's not really a major target. So what do they get? 2 towers in return, while Xinkyu is split pushing the bottom lane. overall, eHome, I think they retreated fairly well in that situation. It could have been much worse for them. And you can see this blue line coming from March instantly. Take this tier 2 or don't even take this tier 2, just run straight top, because that's where they will try to get out and get some farm.
BT faded on Drow Ranger has certainly done a great job as well. Second overall in the net worth. Is a little bit behind the gyrocopter, but considering the state of the game, very impressive, especially considering she's the only core on the team not with the Hanamitis. And of course, with the way she can flash farm, doesn't need it. Top lane, they want to catch her. Night Stalker's coming in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, okay, the Nimbus Cloud coming out, going to force the BKB. And I do not believe, can they have a Primal Roar?
They have,
but
she has Lincolns.
Oh, okay, there's Lincolns,
yeah, Lincolns and BKB. They needed to somehow pop the Lincolns first and then force her to use the BKB, but unfortunately that didn't happen and she runs away. Let's use the 1 BKB charge, so that's pretty much a decent victory for them. And they smoke up, they're going in again.
Oh, this tree though. This tree will expose them, and Gabby's like, damn it, I want to kill you now. I mean, they'll do that, but again, that's kind of a minor victory for eHome. Really, it allows the team to see where the others are at. They can now play defensive accordingly, and that's exactly what's going on. In fact, screw defensive, they're going offensive. Gabby gonna be jump cataclysm comes out, but the follow-up wasn't really there the best, as a good force staff to save Gabby. Now he's back in. Here comes the Astral Spirit as well. Gabby taking chunks of damage from this Enchantress despite the BKB. I'm gonna be somewhat careful, but VT faded. He's taking enough.
No buyback.
And no
19
buyback.
seconds without the draw, yeah.
Alright, 5 seconds, that is quite a while in fact. Now Earthshaker, he's gonna make his way out, or Enchantress. That's one dead for the Gyrocopter. Look at the attacks from Gyrocopter away. That Mjolnir. And down goes Enchantress for 70. So suddenly, they I guess they overstepped right there. TNC, the good reaction to counter, I suppose. But man, just for talking about the bait or the sacrifice for Tree and how it's going to let them play defensive.
Dire's bottom tower.
Not the case, I guess.
Yeah, the Tree basically is very necessary for eHome in these fights because of the overgrowth. I believe that's the necessary control that we have to have. Shaker alone isn't just enough.
Dire's middle tower must be disintegrated.
Tree?
Yeah, speaking of Tree, he's dead again.
But now he's back. Does have overgrowth, again ready to go, but with 2 cores still dead, both Enchantress and Drow, what is it really gonna do? Invoker can just keep throwing abilities at you. Gabby though says, I'm tired of your spells. I want to kill you. We'll do just that. Has a buyback on Invoker, but this could be the beginning of the end. It's a lineup that certainly has that potential that just snowballs off of one big fight. And that's
they do have engines now coming up in 5 seconds. I guess Invoker will buy back as that happens. And they'll try to put one last fight.
Eventually. Watching. Their bottom barracks are under
daytime coming in, so yeah, there's the buyback. BKB TP from Gyrocopter. Looks like it is going to be successful, however. Elder Titan is caught. It was the Beastmaster. Elder Titan dead. Beastmaster also falls. They get a couple of kills out of it. Again, requires the buyback on Invoker to do so.
Yeah,
they
that's
did lose the melee
fantastic.
spot him as well.
Yeah, not fantastic is James gets 2 bounty runes on the bottom lane, Night Stalker 2 bounties on the top lane. Also the buyback forth, like you said, 2 lanes down. eHome is in a really rough spot, and let's see, Night Stalker mid lane versus Invoker. Can get him.
They're unstoppable.
Yes.
And that's a dieback, so you don't have a buyback on your Invoker either anymore. But you know, it's eHome's mistake to try and fight the way they did. Like Shaker going in super aggressively around that shrine is the one fight that TNC needed. TNC needed just that one fight and they're done.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
They've been playing really well overall in this game, and partly because of them that they went back very well. They picked out the Shaker and they moved back in home, but then again, if playing versus you have done how awful they are, the mistakes will be punished.
Yeah, so they batted up. Davis finished on Night Stalker. Okay, this is one of those you take a screenshot of these items and you're like, guess my hero.
Yeah.
It would be very difficult to guess.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
I guess the Blink and BKB kinda gives it away because of Nestled. Blink BKB Aghanim's. And partly Nullfire, but Daedalus is just like some
bottom shrine
next
is
level
fallen.
right there. Some mind games. And Gabby with Daedalus will be able to take down that Invoker in a few hits, especially now that he's going to find a double damage route. So
Well, I saw this and I'm like, oh, did he go the attack speed talent? But no, he didn't actually do that. He still goes the Dark Ascension cooldown at 25. So that's what I find most interesting about it. But either way, he certainly is going to be putting out plenty of right-click damage.
he doesn't have a BKB in inventory. That could be problematic.
There's a stun. He's got a gem trying to help him out. Cannot catch Earthshaker. TP out. Over here, that's a dead Zeus.
There's no shame in it.
Anderson treat. And now they gotta run.
I think 3 needs to sacrifice himself. Yeah, just realize you're gone. Hope Faithian get out. Oh, Roar is there.
My favorite
No
kill is the
Lincolns
monster
on
kill.
Enchantress.
No buyback on Enchantress as well. Lincoln's, yeah, but no buyback is probably the worst thing, as 90 seconds without that edge. No gold for the buyback actually, and they can just pressure the high ground again. I think like the biggest thing that eHome has got going for right now is the high ground defense. They should be really strong at it, but sadly they choose to fight outside of their base time after time, and because of that they're 2 sides down at the moment. Just look at that damage.
Yeah. It's solid. I mean, especially the Alacrity throwing it up. It's not going to be enough in the end. They can't keep Gyrocop place. At least for the kill, but they will. So they will deter the push enough for now, and 40 more seconds for Enchantress. Get her back up. So it feels like a game where Eom can continue to kind of hold, but it's like the what end really.
Exactly. If they had another side, perhaps it would be a much more even of a game, but at the moment they're 18k behind, and it's a really good question that you just put, because they can hold, but when can they get out of their pivot and pressure and push, right? Because the moment they're on the low ground, it's so easy for TNC to fight, and now they'll have that Aegis Cheese and the Aghanims. I wonder who they'll give the axe to. I guess March, right? Like KP or March? Yeah, it's March. You get that spell immunity when you're casting Echo Stomp. Yeah, not really the best Aghanim Scepter out there, but...
I mean, yeah, it was only 2 options. That's the other 3 already have their eggs.
And
So.
you don't want to give it to Beastmaster because of the roar, right? Like, you're just gonna blow them away from Night Stalker.
It's almost counterintuitive there. So yeah, certainly just give it to. They would have preferred a refresher, I think is the point. But either way, they get the axe. You know, a spell immune while casting that. There's the good news. Speaking of axe, you got. This is plenty to be in this game. Enchantress is trying to get one of her own. Drow. Okay, Drow switched for now. He's actually got the Silver Edge now queued up, but had one earlier queued up. The point is that they're just going to continue to kind of sit in the base and push out what they can. I'm sure they would love an axe on Treant Protector, especially with how deep he is right now, but that's not going to happen. There's no way he's even going to get close there.
Yeah, it's pretty much all about TNC and how they managed to get a couple of pickoffs now. Look, on the top lane. Well, that Nullfire was a bit late, actually. He blinked onto the but didn't manage to nullify him on time, and 897 does survive that aggression from Gabby. But considering he had that level 25 and the minus 40 seconds Dark Ascension cooldown, nothing really of big value was lost for him.
275 cast range picked up by Zeus at level 25. He's also got
Plus
the refresher, by the way.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. I think this high ground push is actually possible for them even without getting some pickoffs. Considering they're 30k ahead and they have this double Nimbus when they start pressuring, I guess they can go YOLO, right? And Night Stalker just jumps in from behind. Still, it does give eHome an opportunity to come back if they really position themselves well on that high ground and they managed to take down Gyro and Night Stalker.
It's gonna. Gyrocopter actually had 9,600 gold. He just spent a little bit of it, so now he's only at 8,000 gold.
Oh, only at 8,000. I see.
Yeah.
He's going for that AC, for some utility for the whole team and armor for himself.
Well,
interesting. But, like, you don't really see AC on Gyro often.
Yeah, I was gonna say Night Stalker actually is going AC as well, and he already has a Hyperstone, so
miscommunication, perhaps.
I'm gonna assume so. Or he might turn that into a Moon Shard, to be fair. Night Stalker and just hasn't changed yet, but...
Nah, he has the recipe flying over, so... yeah.
Eventually that'll get communicated, I'm sure, as Gyrocopter hasn't really bought anything towards the AC. Again, he could still use a Moon Shard himself. He could get, of course, the Eggs Blessing on, so... still options there. Just spend all that gold he's making. Of course, Divine Rapier is also something to think about, too, for a Gyrocopter. Now, when you're in the lead like this and pushing in, it's probably unnecessary, but... maybe? I think he just bought a Basher, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, he got the Basher.
Oh, that's a Lotus Orb. What? KP, and now comes a Sunstrike, and now KP's in trouble. Oh, he stunned himself to lead to a death. That's awkward.
A lot of BKBs were forced out from eHome, so they still have to be careful, but considering they took down Beastmaster, it's TNC that are going to retreat even with that HS. So, yeah, this is the power of eHome's lineup, and I actually expected them to utilize this a little bit earlier, but nope. They tried to fight and they outside their base and they lost two sides, but now that when they do fight on their high ground, you can really see how strong they are.
This Invoker is using the Ghost Walk to scout things out, see where they're at. Somebody had a gem earlier. Do they still have the gem?
Night Stalker had it, but he gave it, I believe, to Beastmaster, and he dropped it. Yeah, I believe he dropped it outside. Yeah, it's in the fountain right now.
Okay. Beastmaster actually already has another one on him, so it's good to go once again. But yeah, until he's up, they won't have it ready to use. Invoker, also almost level 25. It'll be interesting to see what she gets. Of course, in a game like this where you're trying to delay as much as possible, Tornado cooldown does feel pretty good, but Radio Deafening Blast also has its value. And there's the Aegis reclaim, so enough stalling by eHome to force out another reclaim. They can keep doing this. It feels like it's easy for us to say. It's like, come on, they can just group up as 5, go in, double Nimbus Cloud, etc. But it's understandable. They're a little scared. It's quite the tournament they're playing for here.
It's pretty difficult as well. You're playing versus Invoker and Drow. The high ground push is never easy. I think one good item to pick up on the side of CNC would be Abyssal Blade to help them out. But we'll see. Yeah, Gyro is getting there at least. He has, I believe he has completed to just needs to send Courier.
Oh, or why even is trying to run this whole time and get out of here. He's gonna pop an Overgrowth to make his initial escape, but the chase is just way too strong. And you talked about the Abyssal Blade. There you go. Gyrocopter has it. The Axe Blessing in hand too. Nice Stalker. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, well maybe not. Darkest Edge Beast going in. He wants to make a play. Get the BKBs activated. And then Volker's gonna drop like a freaking rock.
That's not the buyback, man. That Night Stalker just 1v5 them, 1v4. He just jumped in all of them.
I mean, again, Nimbus Cloud was there. 2 of them, in fact. But yes, I get your point. He was certainly not afraid for good reason. And Volker will buy back. And that's now time to fall back for TNC.
Yeah, pretty good play by them, forcing that Invoker buyback. Now they have a win condition, right? All you have to do is you have to catch this Invoker and kill him. If you manage to do that, game should be over, as he has no buyback. It was much simpler for them than I expected it to be, but yeah, Night Stalker just manned up, jumped into all of them, and killed off Invoker.
Invoker continues to be so close to level 25. We're gonna try to counter for right here. with his Earthshaker. Of course, understandably very scared, as you pointed out. He's in a spot now with no buyback, so death on him could very likely be the actual game. Drow Rangers managed to pull up 7,200 gold, so Drow's gonna buy something and could get that silver edge, could go a different direction. We saw the ag she had queued up earlier too.
I guess silver edge would be cool for the passives. It's not too bad, but I don't know. I'm just wondering, maybe some more. It's basically for the. It's more for the passives than anything, for the break than anything else. But still, maybe some more damage on her would, I don't know, be better. That Aghanim would be also cool because you could use the Aghanim's blessing, right? So you basically have an extra item. One big item that I'm actually excited about is Enchantress's MKB. That's super important in this set because once she has that MKB, she can solo down the gyro. Even though he's tanky as hell, if he's hexed up, Hurricane Piked by the Enchantress with the electricity, he will die in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, did get the 8% impetus damage, level 25. Yeah, we really can't overlook the Enchantress. That's a really fair point, actually, especially with the Drow synergy of that precision aura taking effect. Man, it's so weird to suggest in a game like this. It's 30,000 net worth related, but it does feel like eHome actually has a shot. In fact, what is the win percentage? Okay, it's 95 to 5. 95%.
That's a chance, 5%. Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's not bad at all. I've seen 991. I've seen actually 100 0, so it's certainly not there yet. But there is a chance for eHome. I guess
as long as they don't lose their Invoker and as long as they continue taking high ground strategically and just staying there, the game shouldn't be difficult for them to stall. But the problem is, what do you do after you stall the game? Like, how do you pressure them? They always have buybacks. They are so rich.
Invisibility.
Gonna have to beat KP and continue to run now, and they're chasing. A couple are TNC, but Gabby, I don't think he's gonna be able to cut him.
Yeah, the moment that Nimbus is on Invoker, he instantly pops BKB. He knows what's up. The Night Stalker is around. That's the way he died the last time. He doesn't want to have that repeated. Actually, Drow went for. Well, the shard was there, I guess, already. The MKB is completed now. And
3,700 gold saved. I mean, these cores of the Dire Shard are actually getting really good farm still, despite all this defense, it feels like.
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons is definitely the Midases that they bought early on, so early on. It's still, these items are still helping them out. Well, not Invoker any longer, as he has sold his.
A fitting bounty.
Refresher for Invoker. He is level 25. He did get the tornado cooldown.
There's another Roshan up, and he's being soloed by Armel's Gyrocopter right now. And that's your refresher, that's your agonist, that's your cheese. I guess Beastmaster has to take that agonist right now. There's no option.
Or you want to take it? Yeah.
Roshan has fallen to the radiant.
Immortality!
Oh wait, no, okay. Dirt moment there. Beastmaster, it's the Wild Axes now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was with you there with the Power Roar.
Nah, he's gonna spam the Wild Axes now, forever. No cooldown. PogChamp.
That's actually not good. That's not bad, I should say. It's not.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah. There's a reason he was the last one to get an axe.
Yeah.
It's, what else is there to say in this game, really? It's just, this continues to be a stall for eHome, and you're playing in a major $1 million tournament, the winter bracket finals for Group A. Just game one, but still.
I wonder.
Sketches are fortified.
Everything you can to hold out and, it's again to what end, but hey, if you're eHome, figure that out later. Keep stalling. Let's see if we can win an if the Champions comes, but
that damage.
It is ridiculous. And Champions is actually probably the scariest unit right now on the dire side.
You have to respect that Ange. Like, you can't just push in. As long as they have enough control with her, and as long as you cannot control her, she will take you down. Look, you almost died just from that.
Healing power.
Beyond, and some good damage from the Nimbus, however. Poor stat pushed around. Gee, that was like 3 in a row. Uh-oh, Carol might be dead. Yeah, that's contagious.
Yeah, but Tencha has no more mana, so she needs to go back, and now you have a small opportunity perhaps, but no, they move back. They just lost that Aegis, and they're like, okay, guys, this isn't happening. We need to find a different plan to push uphill, and you see it how they draw a line. Let's try. I guess they will try to smoke up. Yeah, smoke up and go from the bottom side instead. Try to get the pick off. This smells like desperation. However, Invoker is coming here, and they see.
There you go. It's not gonna be any damage. They're in the play as well. I'm seeing the whole time. Everything Pinio's not gonna keep Invoker alive. Much one in once again. Cabby eats the cheese. He got low. He's back up. Building. He'll be locked down. Forced down into the wall. Push back in. And Nimbus Cloud is dealing so much damage, favoring PNC. Against the Cataclysm. I don't believe it is. They're fighting at the fountain. Everyone pie bet free home. And now TNC has to retreat from here.
Man, that is crazy. I did not see that happening. I didn't see them winning that fight. It's crazy that they managed to take down eHome and force them to use so many buybacks under their fountain. Because what looked to me like Invoker is surviving and Night Stalker is way out of position. eHome will be able to bounce back. They almost take down Night Stalker, they almost take down Gyro, but they don't take them down. They don't kill anyone, and they're forced to use 4 buybacks their side. What looked like a pretty bad initiation by TNC ended tremendously well for them. They get like 4 buybacks, 4 kills. Really well played. And Gyrocopter, he survived on like 5% HP, popped that BKB and Satanic, and moved back in to just wipe the floor with them. Really well played.
I find it almost amusing that the only one to die, not die that is, on the entire side was Invoker. Everyone else actually ended up dying, despite Invoker being the one that barely survived in the beginning. Of course,
he does have that buyback off cooldown right now. He just needs to farm enough gold to actually have it.
Yep.
But I don't know how much it's going to be helpful when none of his teammates actually have got one.
True. That's the issue. So certainly the window is open somewhat here for TNC. I will say the one thing that's unfortunate for them is we're about to hit daytime again. He does have Dark Ascension, sure, but we are coming up to daytime in about 20 seconds. And so will that mean TNC, do they wait for yet another Roshan, who's obviously still got about 40 seconds before the reclaim, and then I guess the Aegis was used anyway. So the point is at least 3.5 minutes until a possible respawn. It's likely that's where we're headed, because again, with so much on the line we keep talking about, and clearly eHome, they're in the mindset we're just gonna keep stalling it. So like, to what end, who knows, but that's their game plan. As long as the game doesn't end, you haven't lost, right? So
exactly. I mean, I've seen games like this go in the defender's way, right? In the defender's favor. You defend, you force a couple of bad mistakes from them, and listen, you're playing with a Drow Ranger and Walker, you can take down buildings in a second. Like, if you get one good team fight in which, let's say, a big core from TNC doesn't have a buyback, you can take down Throne in one single push. So it's definitely not impossible for them to win, but TNC, man, they've been playing so well in the not only in this series, in the last couple of months, that I don't believe they will let that happen. All they have to do is get another smoke pick off, get another smoke initiation, same way they did before, like perhaps wrap around from a different side and get any of these heroes that don't have a buyback. So the execution for TNC is much simpler though. So.
Sure. It's knew it was going to be a rough game for Tree going in, and you look at the net worth, it's kind of ridiculous how all we have is Tranquil. And that's
60 minutes in. 60 minutes in, Tranquils and the Quelling Blade. That's the feels bad man right there. Press F4-3 and protector.
Yeah. Like, you know, I was talking about it earlier, if they can manage to get fnatic, that actually would be pretty damn good this game, it feels like, but it's not gonna happen, so. Pipe dream, certainly. Snore coming out from Gabby. Yeah, he's being bored and understandable. Jarl Cop, did he buy a Moonshard yet? No, he's sitting on 11,000 gold, so I don't know what this is going to turn into. Okay, did he just buy it?
Yes, I think he did. With the courier, it's flying over. But any second now.
There you go. Nice. With the Moonshard as well, they're going to smoke up. But again, eHome's literally not leaving their base, so it's not like TNC is going to find somebody trying to just get greedy in jungle. eHome's sitting in their base, continues to just push out the creep waves, and that's really it. They're going to jump in once again, but we're coming out, Gabby. Following up, tree protector going to be the focus, maybe not the best focus. Oh, they get the sheep on it, Changes put away. It was melting, and she's dead for 2 minutes. No buyback indeed. VT baited. Look at that damage coming out from this on enough. Armel able to take it in back. Interior Blood's not going to save her either, and she is dead too. Then no buybacks across the board, and there we go. Finally, TNC nearly a 70,000 network lead, but it took every bit of it, holding as long as they could. It
took them a lot of time to take this game, and TNC, they played like really well. They played one of their